What does the official end of the recession really mean for your bottom line? We have a great panel of guests here joining us. John Alzheimer, the president of consumer education for Credit.com. Manisha Thakor is the author of Get Financially Naked, How to Talk Money with Your Honey. And Elise Glink, the author of Buy, Close, Move In. Guys, thank you for being here. Look, almost 15 million Americans, Manisha, as you know, out of work. Many Americans underemployed. As Elise said, they're making less than they were 3 years ago. Not enough to get by-in for a lot of people. Your take on the job market right now?
Yeah, Poppy, I mean, I feel like Americans have this sense that both the job market and the credit markets are saying to them, you know, we're just not that into you. Literally, you know, I mean, and if you are able to get a job right now, what I'm seeing, the big trend I'm noticing is permalancing. And so, yeah, you get a job, but without any benefits, you're working the same full-time hours, and you're willing to do it because it's the only thing you can get.
Well, and you're often working for less because employers can get you for less.
And on top of that, you're working for less, and the safety gap that you used to be able to rely on, for better or worse, which was credit, you no longer have access to because banks want to lend to people who don't need money.
Yeah, that's interesting. Donald Trump had a very fascinating interview with our Wolf Blitzer this week talking about the fact that he can get credit, but the average person can't get it, and he can get it extremely cheaply. So there's a disconnect here when it comes to people's plans, open enrollment. Manisha, what's your advice as they look through their employer-based plans next year?
Yeah, we're heading into that key season where you can make some very vital decisions. And the one thing that's shocking to me, you know, Andrew pointed out in these grandfather plans that you're still going to be responsible for co-pays and various other out-of-pocket expenses, is that 4 out of 5 Americans that have access to flexible spending accounts right now aren't using them. And so they're literally leaving a 40%, up to 40% off coupon on the table. So I want to encourage everyone to check with their HR departments, see if you have a plan. And just to get a sense, there are over 100,000 items that are FSA eligible. And you can go, there's a website called Save Smart, Spend Healthy, where you can see a list of the wide range of things that you can use the FSA spending for.
Huge debate ahead. We could go on and on with this, guys. Thank you so much. All right, Manisha, when it comes to this and also just the housing market in general, we saw some interesting numbers. Housing starts rose 10.5% in August, but then compare that with home prices, down another 0.5% in July. So, you know, the numbers are all over the board here. No consistency. People don't know what to do.
Well, and I think the root problem is people don't know what to do. And if I rewind the clock and I think what was going on 5 or 10 years ago when people were spending the minute and a half signing the paperwork that they hadn't read that started the whole process, to me the root issue here is that most Americans don't really understand how much house they can comfortably afford to begin with. And that's how a lot of this began.
You think still that's the case?
Poppy, I can't tell you how many people I meet. Well, my favorite metric comes from Elizabeth Warren. She says 50, 30, 20 are the numbers to remember. No more than 50% of your income can be devoted comfortably to your needs without something else having to go. And I meet people who consistently, even still, think that they should be buying houses that will put that number well over 50%.
And of course, Elizabeth Warren, a champion for consumers. She's helping the president set up that Consumer Protection Agency. Guys, what are your favorite free things to do with your family?
There are museums of ideas. And one of the other things I love about libraries is there are actually a lot of Americans that can't afford the internet now for their younger children. You get free internet, and you can teach them how to use the internet for educational purposes.
But they've got wonderful videos there as well.
They have
DVDs. They've got DVDs. They've got video. They've got all kinds of educational trips. Want to go to Italy? Just rent the video for them for free for a whole week of Italy. It's really actually a very wonderful resource.
Well, and I heard someone say, you ask a young child in India what they want to be when they grow up, they say a software engineer. You ask a young child in America, they say famous. So get your kids to the library and encourage them to dream bigger.
Right. That's great advice. Guys, have a fun weekend. Thanks so much for being with us.